Hola amigos, desde Habla Espanol in Jacksonville. Caliana Harris here in Havana, Jax, where political candidates for this upcoming race are here having a meet and greet meeting, and we're here behind the scenes to let you know what's happening. Amigos, aquí estoy con Tomás Jiménez de Jiménez Law Firm. Tomás, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
I'm doing great. See, we're going to switch with Spanglish, okay? Spanish and English. We'll do it like that. So, Tomás is the organizer of this event here at Havana Jax today. What pursued you to do such an event?
So really, it started with a friend of mine who came to me who wanted to do some outreach with the Hispanic community, and I thought it was a great opportunity both for the candidates and for the Hispanic community to be able to have a place where we could meet together. The candidates meet the constituents meet the candidates, and really talk about what issues exist so that way the candidates that are elected, number one, we can choose who we want, and then when they become elected, they can take into consideration what we've talked to them about when they're deciding law and policy.
Exactly. And one thing that's important is our Hispanic community here in Jacksonville. Is there anything that you can let them know to kind of encourage them, some words to have them come out and vote, because it is something that's important?
Absolutely. So in America, in the United States, it's a little bit different than what I think folks from other countries are used to. We have a democratic system here that's not as corrupt, I guess we could argue that, but not as corrupt as it is in other places. So here your vote counts, and we have an opportunity not only for folks who have not registered to vote, but folks who have been registered to vote in other places like Puerto Rico, for example. We had a large migration of Puerto Ricans that came to Jacksonville and primarily to Florida, but a lot of them came to Jacksonville. There's an opportunity to be able to make a big difference in the upcoming elections and the way that we're governed in this state and in this country in the next 3 elections that are coming up between now and 2020. So yes, very important.
And will you have any more events like this one before the election?
Absolutely. We already have one planned for October the 9th, which will be an event that will be right before the general election. This is before the primary. So we'll have it. It'll be on the 9th. We're still determining the venue, but we'll be able to have voter registration there as well. The interesting thing about this event and the future events that we're going to have is that folks who come to this event or these future events, register to vote, are going to be able to vote in the upcoming election. So the timing is just right. It's not that you're going to register to vote and you won't be able to vote for a year. No, you register to vote for today, you can vote next month in August. And you're going to be able to vote August, you're going to be able to vote November, you're going to be able to vote in 2019 on the 2 elections in 19 and in 2020. So another important thing for us also, if we're registered is to register as Hispanics if we're Hispanics. That way that we can keep track of who is voting and how many increased voters we had as Hispanics in the community. So it's very important that we do that. And it's very important that, again, that we have our voice heard and that we get out there and get involved in the system, in the process.
Tomás, un placer. Muchas gracias. And you guys stay tuned, because like Tomás said, there's going to be another event like this. So you want to stay and Se Habla Español's page so that you can get all of that information. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Jose Paredes, chairman of the First Coast Hispanic Chamber, and he was one of the organizers of this event tonight. How are you doing, Jose?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good. So what made you come up with this event, to help out with this event?
It's the need to have our Hispanic community more involved in our elections. You know, we make about 10% of the population, and in the last cycle, one of the candidates lost about 300 or 400 votes. Hispanics, we could have made the difference.
Yeah. What will you say to the Hispanic community to encourage them so that they can come out and vote?
Well, I want to encourage them that each vote does count. You know, each vote does make a difference, and we as Hispanics have to realize we're not second class anymore. We're here to make a difference and to mark the difference between some of these candidates tonight.
Exactly. You heard it here from Jose Paredes. You guys, you have to come out and vote, make a difference. We do matter. Hispanics here in Jacksonville do matter, so come out and vote. And will you guys be having another event like this one?
This is the one. Yes, this is our first one. We're going to have a second one for the 2019 18 candidates. So we're going to bring those out in the next couple of months and do that.
Anything else you want to let our Hispanic community in Jacksonville know?
You in Spanish or in English?
Como tú quieras.
Bueno, quiero dejarle saber a la comunidad hispana que sí marcamos la diferencia, que sí podemos hacer la diferencia y que cada voto vale, cada voto cuenta, cada voto hace la diferencia. En las últimas elecciones que tuvimos para alcalde, uno de los candidatos, y no por decir que a favor de uno, a favor del otro, pero uno de los candidatos perdió por 300, 400 votos. Si los hispanos hubiéramos salido más, se hubiera hecho la diferencia entre ese candidato.
Ahí lo tienen, José Paredes. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Hola amigos de Habla Espanol. Today I'm here with Cherise Riley. Cherise, what is your political party?
I am a Democrat.
Okay, nice. And what are you running for this upcoming election?
I am running for City Council District 7 in 2019.
Nice. So City Council for school district?
No, City Council is for the city. It covers Ocean Way, East Side, Springfield, downtown, and Brooklyn.
Okay. And why City Council? Why are you running for City Council?
Because I felt like I can make changes. I wanted to bring honesty, integrity, and hope to my community and transparency.
I like that. And what's your platform?
I am wanting to work with code enforcement so that we can get some of the abandoned buildings condemned, because I think that they are a haven for crime. I also want to help JSO reduce crime in our neighborhoods and just make everybody feel welcome and equality for everyone.
That's right. I love that. Another thing that our Hispanic community, we're seen by the Hispanic community mainly. So there's something that you can tell them to encourage them so they can come out and vote?
Please, please come out and vote. We are making decisions about your local life every day. Please vote.
Thank you, Cherise. I appreciate you taking a few seconds to talk to us.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Sigan sintonizados. Hola amigos de Se Habla Español, Caliana Harris aquí. Estoy con Gerald Wilkerson. Gerald is running for public office.
Sí.
What is your party?
Well, it's nonpartisan. Judicial races are nonpartisan. Estoy postulando por juez de condado de Duval. Es no partisano.
Wow, you surprised me there with that Spanish. I'm loving it.
I tried.
I'm loving it. You see that? Él habla español.
Estoy de Miami, Florida, y conozco la cultura de Hispana. So yo trato español, hablar español todos los días, pero no hay muchas personas que hablan español en Jacksonville.
Correcto, pues lo hablas muy bien.
Oh, gracias. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So can you tell our audience what is your platform?
Well, my platform is that we need to build trust in the community for the legal system. And we need to do that by focusing on getting rid of unfair sentencing, excessive bonds, excessive fines, and recognizing that racism exists in sentencing. And once we recognize it exists, then we can focus on how to eliminate that. And I am committed to this goal.
I love that, Gerald. That's an awesome platform, and we wish you luck with that. Also, one more thing. What would you say to the Hispanic community to come out and vote? Because voting is absolutely important, and it seems that our community sometimes just doesn't want to come out. What can you say to them to encourage them?
What I would say is that this is your home. You have a right to vote, and you need to have your voice heard. I ran for circuit judge 2 years ago, and I lost by 700 votes. Only 700 out of 200,000. Every vote counts, okay? And I am honored by your vote. So go to www.votewilkerson.com to learn more about my candidacy. But please come out and make your voice be heard. You are American. You're in America. Make your voice be heard.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. You heard it here, Gerald Wilkerson. Hola amigos, estoy aquí con Michael Bate, who's running for office this upcoming elections. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
It's nice to meet you. What is your party?
I am running for Duval County Court Judge Group 3, and the August 28th is the election day.
That's great. And what is your platform?
Well, judges don't really have platforms because they're supposed to be fair and impartial. So it is an individual a time where people can come and go onto the website and kind of see who is supporting me and the outreach that I do.
That's great. And what's the, is there something that you could tell the Hispanic community to come out and vote to encourage them? Because they seem to sometimes just not want to, you know?
I will tell you, it's important to vote. It really and truly is, no matter what the election is, because without voting, then we can't understand the process itself. What I can say is that I would love for the Hispanic community to come and vote. I am a immigrant from an immigrant family myself. My parents had worked 2 jobs to support our family, so I understand the struggles and the issues that most every American has. So that is what I think will guide me on the bench and give me the ability to get to help these individuals that come before me. Yes.
And is there anything else you want to let our audience know about you?
Yes. Michael Bate for Group 3, Duval County Court Judge. Please vote for me. Thank you.
You heard it, people. Michael Bate. Hola amigos, aquí estoy con Lisa King. Lisa, what is it that you do here?
I'm the chair of the Democratic Party here in Jacksonville.
And can you let our audience know how important it is?
Well, the most important thing is to register to vote and participate in the process. So many people get busy, they think voting might not be so important, but I think we can all understand from what's happening in our country right now how important voting is. And so it's easy to register to vote by mail, and you can register online now. And so if you're interested in voting, the easiest way is to go to a website called stampthevote.com, STAMPTHEVOTE.com, and you can register to vote there. You can ask for a vote by mail ballot so that you can vote from your home. So that way, if you're busy with work or something happens, one of your children is ill, you can be confident that your vote's going to count. And what's really neat about it is you can actually track your vote. You can know they've received it. You can know it's been counted. And so we're really encouraging everyone to vote by mail.
That's very, very convenient. I like that. It's not hard. No excuses. And what can you tell to our Hispanic community? Because we seem to not want to vote a lot, stay home. They think that their vote doesn't count. Are there any words that you can tell them to encourage them to come out?
Well, I just think it's more important to vote now than ever. While I'm not Hispanic, I come from an immigrant family too. And when I see what's happening in our country right now, it makes me so very sad. My dad came as a toddler to the U.S. with his mother, and his father was here. And I can't help but think that the stories that we are seeing playing out in our country could have happened to my family too.
Yeah, sad, right? It's crazy. Anything else you want our audience to know?
Well, I really encourage you to register to vote and to vote by mail. And also, Florida has a closed primary system. So if you want to vote in our primaries, you have to declare a party. So I really encourage you, obviously, to register as a Democrat.
You guys heard it here. Lisa King, if you have any questions, is there a local number they can call or a website?
DuvalDems.org is our website, and we are going to be opening a headquarters on Bowden Road near Phillips Highway and University in early August.
Perfect. And do you guys have staff that speaks Spanish?
We do have Spanish speakers as members of our committee.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Estoy aquí con Maureen Horkin. Maureen, what are you running for?
I am running for circuit judge, and that would include Duval, Clay, and Nassau County, and everyone who's registered to vote as a Republican or Democrat can vote in the primary, August 28th.
And Maureen, do judges have a platform? Do you have a platform?
Not exactly. The most important thing about a judge's platform is their experience. If their experience, both in life and at work, include understanding people's lives and being able to relate to a multitude of different people, then they're going to be a judge who's going to serve the people better. And I have that experience.
What made you want to be involved in this career field?
Well, I've been practicing law for 20 years, and I had another life before I became a lawyer. So I was a waitress, a flight attendant. I put myself through college. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and I got to Smith College, and then I went to FSU. And really, I went to law school to serve, to be able to give back, because I was blessed with the ability to fight through the hardship of going back to college and making a career for myself. And I saw a lot of people that needed help, and I decided to serve the community, and that's what I did. I was a prosecutor for many years, and now I do family law. So I represent people that are in the divorce, that are losing their kids, or that are in situations where they have to pay child support and they can't afford it, or they have to pay child support and they can't see their children, or they need child support and they can't get it. And I love doing this kind of work. I really enjoy being able to help people put their children first.
I love that you've done a little bit of everything, it seems, so you can definitely relate to people, and absolutely love that. I love that. Now, for our Hispanic community, it seems like we're not out, we don't care about voting sometimes, so it seems like, is there any kind of words that you can tell our community to encourage them to come out, because it is important to vote?
Oh, it's so important. If we don't take action, if the Hispanic community does not take action, then you can't be represented. And it's so important to have people that understand your life experience and your culture and your community and the things that matter to you, and have empathy and understanding of the challenges in your families and your community. And if you don't go vote, you're going to just get the same old thing you've always had. And that hasn't always worked. And if you don't like what you have to do something to get what you don't have. And it's hard. People have to get a bus ride. They have to ride with somebody else. They have kids at home. They can't get there. But you have to team up. Make it a party. Make it a vote party. Everybody, get the Uber and everyone go together and then go get a coffee, That would be the way to go.
I love it. That's some great advice. There you have it, folks. Marie Horkin, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Great meeting you.
It was a pleasure. God bless.
Estoy aquí en estos momentos con Tracy Polson. Tracy, how are you today?
Very well. How are you? It's great to be here.
I'm good. I hope I didn't throw you off with that Spanish for a second.
No, not at all.
I didn't warn her about that Spanglish. Tracy, what is your political party?
I'm a Democrat, and I'm running for the Florida House District 15, which includes Riverside, Avondale, Ortega, and then it goes all the way out to the west side, including Baldwin.
Nice. Why'd you choose politics?
I'm one of thousands of women who decided to run for office after the 2016 election. I'm a clinical social worker, mental health professional by training, and after sort of seeing some of the things that have been happening in our country, I decided we need more women at the table, more women across the board. We bring something very different to decision making and to thinking and ideas, and especially I think with my background as a mental health professional, I come at things very differently, trying to get out of that all or nothing way of thinking, but really thinking in sort of the middle space.
I love that. That's awesome. And what's your platform?
So I'm a huge proponent of public education. I'm a product of public education schools. My children went to public education, and I feel like, as somebody else said, it is the great equalizer. It is one of the reasons why people want to live in certain neighborhoods. So we need to have excellent public schools in every zip code in every neighborhood. It's a way of not only just educating our children, but encouraging a lifelong love of learning. I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college. I put myself through college, and I know that I wouldn't have been able to own my own business and do the work that I'm doing without the education that I have.
That's so inspiring. As women, we definitely have to support each other, and I love what you're doing, because public education, I have kids myself, so I completely understand that. Now, something that you could tell our community to come out and vote, because it's so important to vote and many people don't do it. Tell them and why they should?
So there's a shift going on. I think what you're seeing now is that people are being activated in a way that they have not in a long time. People are asking questions. They want to learn more about their elected officials. They want to be, we've seen it, right? They want to be at town halls. They want to know, what are you doing for me in Tallahassee? What are you doing for me in City Hall? What are you doing for me? And it all gets back to people. This is about people. And I feel like we've forgotten that. So you can learn so much by going online. Everything you want to know about all of your candidates, you can find online. Educate yourself. There's plenty of time. You can also get vote by mail. This is a great idea because you get the ballot. You can still go to your precinct, but the ballot allows you to literally look at candidates, research them, learn what their platform is, as well as there will be an unbelievable amount of amendments on this ballot coming up. So instead of getting into the voting booth and being like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize this, you have time ahead of time. It's just really important to have your voices heard now more than ever. And I think what you're seeing, especially with female candidates, we want to be accessible to people. We're not afraid to show up and have a conversation with somebody. We're not afraid to say, I may not know that answer, but I will work hard for you.
I love it, Tracy. You're awesome. Thank you so much for taking a second to talk to us.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. There you have it, Tracy Paulson. Estoy aquí con Ken Organes. Ken, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me here.
And what is your political party?
I'm a Democrat. I'm running for District 16, Florida House of Representatives.
And what made you choose politics?
Well, I didn't really choose politics. Politics kind of chose me. I've always been interested in issues on the national level. I became a little bit concerned over the direction of our country in the last couple of years. So I got involved in a great group called Indivisible Mandarin, and I was a community organizer there. We are very involved in getting out the vote and getting people to vote by mail. And with that organization, I started following the legislation that was moving through the Senate and the House in Florida, and I became concerned because the legislation is all reflecting special interest groups, not the citizens of Florida, not the real people of Florida that we need to be representing.
And what is your platform?
Well, my number one issue is safe and well-funded public schools. I don't think there's an issue that could be more important for safe schools, and that includes reasonable gun legislation respecting our Second Amendment rights, making schools safer, and keeping guns out of the hands of dangerous people. I'm also for equal pay for equal work, and not just because it's the right thing to do, but because most families in Florida now depend on two incomes, or at least two incomes, sometimes three incomes or more. And if one spouse, because of their gender, isn't getting the pay they deserve for the job they're doing, it hurts Florida families. If it hurts Florida families, I don't like it, and I'm going to change it. And my third big platform is the environment, because not only here again, it's the right thing to do. I want the Florida I enjoy, I want my child and my grandchild, future generations that I won't even know, I want them to enjoy it. But also, tourism is our number one industry in Florida. We are the number one tourist destination in Florida, in the world rather. And most people come to Florida, most tourists, not for the amusement parks. They come for the beaches, and they come for the fishing, they come for the kayaking, and the clean air, and the Florida experience, which is our natural beauty of Florida, and we need to preserve that.
Ken, I love that you're the guy that wants what's right to happen. I love that. That's amazing. And one more question for those people that are watching that need that push, kind of an encouragement to go out and vote, what would you say to them?
I'd say this is the most important election probably of my generation, and I've been around a little while, a little bit longer than you have. This is a terribly important election. It's going to change the direction of our country, and it starts on the local level. It starts with the people you saw here tonight, the candidates for the Florida House of Representatives, for the state Senate, and for the local offices. That's where we need to start turning things around, and you'll see the change coming. You'll see where people are being heard. not just corporations, nothing wrong with corporations, but I want the people to be heard and not the special interest groups, because I'm a grassroots candidate and I'm going to be a citizen legislator. I'm going to represent the people of Florida. I'm listening to the people of Florida. People of Florida, you deserve to be heard. I'm listening, and I'm not just listening now as a candidate. I'm going to be listening when I'm in Tallahassee, and I'm going to be making laws for you.
And how can the people get a hold of you?
The best way to reach me is on my website. It's kenorganis.com. I better spell that. It's KENORGANES.com, or on Facebook at Ken Organis for FL. And go on there, and I think you'll see that I am for the people.
You heard it here straight from Ken. Ken, thank you so much for taking a few seconds.
This is a great program tonight. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Thank you. Hola, mi gente. Aquí estoy con Kim Sadler. Kim, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. Couldn't be better.
I know, right? So this atmosphere just gets you pumped.
This is amazing. I feel so blessed. I mean, I've done 4 forums, and this one far outdid anything before.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What is your political party?
I'm nonpartisan. I'm running for county judge in Duval County. So I'm nonpartisan because you want a judge that basically doesn't take sides, that hears everything, and that's what I'm here to do.
Exactly. You heard that. Nonpartisan. So judges, they don't have a platform then, right?
We don't have a platform, but we have what we could talk about through the canons. Canon number 7 basically tells us what we can say and what we can't say. And what we could say is what we've done in the past.
Okay.
I have been here since age 13 in Jacksonville. 13 years old, and I'm not 13 anymore. I've been here since 13. I worked for NBC News Channel 12 for about 12 years, right out of undergrad school. Before I went to law school, worked for NBC, listened to people from all over, through Jacksonville, through our community. And then I saw things on the court side that I didn't like. There was unjust, there was no fairness. So I decided to go to law school. Yep, went to law school in my 30s, and then when I graduated, I went to the public defender's office.
So what makes you different than everybody else?
I care about things. I'm not saying my opponent doesn't, but I listen to people. I've done it. I've known Jacksonville since Jacksonville was where I wanted to die. I live here. Other people don't live here. This is my home.
That's right.
I live here.
So what would you say to at least the Hispanic community about voting, having them come out and actually vote?
I was very upset to hear that the voters aren't participating. They're not registering. That is your right to vote. I'm not saying vote for me, but I'm saying vote. That's your right. People have died for that right. Vote. I'd appreciate it if it was for me, but vote. Hispanic community, as many other different communities, need to be acknowledged just the same. Everyone's equal. Everyone's equal. In our court systems right now, I don't think that's all true. And I'm here to make it fair.
That's awesome. How can people get a hold of you if they have any questions, they want to support?
KimSadlerForJudge.com. I'm having a volunteer session where I'll feed everyone on the 2nd of August at 5 o'clock at the FOP on Beach Boulevard, the Fraternal Order of the Police. We'll go there and everybody will talk, and I'll shake some hands, give out some shirts, and give people some waving signs.
There you go. Sounds good, Kim. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for taking a few seconds. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Estoy aquí con Tim Yost. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much, Carly.
Thank you for taking a few seconds to chat with Habla Espanol in Jacksonville. I wanted to interview you so the public can know a little bit about you. What is your political party?
My political party is Democratic Party.
Okay, and what is your platform?
My platform is support, invest, empower. Support our public schools, invest in our infrastructure, and empower the voters over the corporations and the special interest.
I love that. You know it. And why politics, Tim? Why politics out of all the stuff in the world?
Well, for a very long time, I'm actually a public school teacher, and in my entire career as a public school teacher, I kept on wondering, why all of these very, very poor decisions were being made. And I started looking at what was going on in the State House, and some of these decisions were coming directly from Tallahassee. I think that we need more teachers making policy about education. 50% of education funding comes from the State House, and I would like to see that used. I would like for that money to be used well, and also to empower teachers to be able to teach their students and do away with the state-mandated standardized testing.
Nice. And so if people want to get a hold of you, voice their concerns, want to support you, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay, well, first of all, please do get a hold of me. I would love it. You can go to yostforjax.com. That's yostforjax.com. And you could read about where I stand on the issues. You can email me at timyost, all one word, at yostforjax.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Mr. Yost1, and you can also follow me on Facebook, Yost, the number 4, State Rep. And you can always send me a message, and I will get back to you, actually.
Sounds great. Thank you, Tim. And one last thing, what is something that you could tell our community to encourage them to go out and vote, because it's very important?
Yes, it is incredibly important that you go out there and vote. One of the things that I've experienced, many of my Hispanic students they're new to the country, and they don't speak English. They speak better English than I do Spanish, obviously. But I need those paraprofessionals out there. I need those paraprofessionals out there to help me help those students. And those paraprofessionals are overworked and very underpaid. We need a cadre of paraprofessionals out there to bring in those students, to help those students transition to life in Florida and life in the United States. And that's one of those things that I will fight for in the State House. And that's why you need to get out there and vote.
Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hola amigos, aquí estoy con Mark Ziegler. Mark, how are you?
Great, doing fantastic.
Do you love this energy here today?
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. Everybody's excited, and a lot of people came out tonight. Even with the rain, it was impressive.
It's a good turnout, right?
Yeah, it was great.
So will you let our audience know what's your political party?
I am a Republican.
Republican, and what is your what are you running for?
I'm running for the Florida House of Representatives in District 15, which is the west side of Jacksonville.
And what's your platform?
I am very concerned about estimated sales tax that small business has to pay. I'm very concerned about VOTEC jobs in our high schools, and the protecting the St. Johns River.
And what made you choose politics?
Well, I think politics maybe sort of chose me. I have watched several people that have come and gone in my district that have never stayed, almost in the last 10 years, have never stayed more than 2 terms. And it's become a little bit of a revolving door. And what I'd like to do is bring some stability to that seat by coming and serving and then leaving.
Nice. Any encouraging words for our viewers to get them to come out and vote, because it's really important?
Yeah, I think that you need to know that I'm a small businessman. I'm the type of guy, I built my business from nothing, $751. And if I can do it, I promise you can do it too. I want to see all of us do well, put our best foot forward, and be the best district that we can.
How can people reach you if they want to support you, just talk to you with their concerns?
Yeah, if you go to voteziegler.com, you can catch us there. We're on Facebook. You can get to the campaign website.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Gracias. Amigos, estoy aquí con el previo alcalde, Alvin Brown. Alvin, how are you?
Wonderful. Happy to be here with you today.
Don't you love this this awesome feeling that's happening in this room today?
Absolutely. So many great people here coming to talk about the issues and why they're running. And I'm happy to be here among so many wonderful people in our community.
Thank you for taking time to talk to us, to talk to Habla Espanol in Jacksonville. Now, will you let our audience know what is your political party?
So I'm running as a Democrat for the 5th Congressional District, former mayor of Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm going to focus on the things that's going to help people. The first thing I'm going to focus on is jobs, bring more jobs back to the community. You know, even though the economy is going well, there's still a lot of people who need jobs in our city. Some of them are underemployed or unemployed, so I want to focus on that. I want to help small business and entrepreneurs, get them access to capital and credit. And then education. I think education is so important. It's a great equalizer in our community. And then immigration. I believe in immigration reform. We got to make sure that those who come here, you have over 1,100 people, 11 million people who are waiting to be a part of the American dream. They're already here. So I support comprehensive immigration in this country.
And what would you say to those people that are watching us now to encourage them to go out and vote?
Well, I want you to go out there and vote for Alvin for Congress. The vote, you can vote August the 28th for Alvin for Congress. Vote for me. I will be your voice for the voiceless, for the homeless, create opportunity for all. I want you to go out there and exercise your right to vote.
How can people reach you? They want to just talk to you about their concerns or support you?
Oh, very easy. Go to my website, alvinforcongress.com. alvinforcongress.com.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. There you have it, Alvin Brown. Estoy aquí ahora con Lorraine Hendricks. Lorraine, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks so much.
What is your political party?
So I'm a judicial candidate, and as a judicial candidate, we are nonpartisan, and we are actually regulated by a couple of committees, and we are not allowed to tell our political affiliation. And the purpose for that is so when somebody comes in front of you that we're very impartial and they can be comfortable and that. So
that makes sense.
It's kind of an interesting position to be in, right? I'm running for judge, but it's not really political in that typical sense.
And is there anything that you could say to people so that they will be encouraged to come out and vote? Because I know many don't.
Absolutely. So what I'd want to say is it is so important to get to know who you're going to possibly have making decisions about your life. Judges have a lot of power. When you really break it down, we can take away your liberty, right? So meaning that we can make you have to go into jail, right? We can take away your property and we can take away your money. So it's one of the least thought about seats, and yet it's really the one that is more involved in everyday life for people. And so I would encourage you to really know and get to know who you're going to have possibly sitting on the bench that is going to be telling you, or your family member or somebody, what they might have to do in a case.
What made you choose to run?
Sure. So, first of all, Jacksonville has been very good to me. You heard a little bit of my story. So Jacksonville has helped me to be who I am. I believe in public service. My husband served 30 years in the military. My son is in the Florida Air National Guard. I have worked as a prosecutor and also an advocate for children. I do a lot of pro bono services. I've even won the Pro Bono Service Award for a few years ago. So it's more of a calling. I've had a wonderful business. I've been very successful because of the people of Jacksonville, and I thank you for that. But I want to go ahead and serve you more in a way that is important to your life. And so it's time to get out there and serve the public again in a way that is good for them.
And how can people get a hold of you if they have any questions, they want to support you?
Absolutely. So I have a website, which is Hendricks for Judge, and the email, you can email me directly, Lorraine at hendricksforjudge.com, and it's HENDRIX. And you can also give me a call, 904-838-2945. I'm going to answer the phone, so give me a call.
Thank you so much, Lorraine, for taking time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I would like to say, please come out, get registered if you're not registered to vote. This race, all the judicial races are going to be decided in the primary on August 28th. So it's really important to get out there this time and vote in the primary. If it's something you don't normally do, do it. And please vote for me.
Lorraine Hendricks.